We've got a lot to talk about in today's video. Google is reportedly working on a brand new gaming platform to compete with Xbox and PlayStation. Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy has gotten a significant update, adding HDR support as well as a brand new level. H1Z1 is doing tremendous numbers on the PlayStation 4, and it continues to grow, so we gotta talk a little bit about that. A great shoot 'em up has just been released on the PlayStation Store, and there are a pair of great PS4 game deals that I want to go over at the end of this video. First up, let's talk about Google planning a brand new gaming platform that could take on the Xbox and PlayStation. This was reported by Kotaku, and sources told them that Google currently has a gaming platform in the works codenamed Yeti. However, it looks to be a game streaming platform. We've seen this in the past with services like GeForce Now as well as PlayStation Now. The idea of streaming is that they can offer high quality experiences on lower end hardware. There's always a bit of damper whenever you add a new gaming platform and then you throw on the streaming tag to it. People are just not all too interested, at least from the hardcore side of things. The hardcore gamer seems to always enjoy having a copy of the game either installed or having a disc. That's just what we like, and we don't like to worry about internet connection or input lag and things like that. However, if you're talking about taking gaming to a broader appeal and allowing people to play games on their phones and things like that, I could understand the idea and why everyone wants to get into streaming so badly, but at this point in time, I just don't think it's feasible from a global scale. However, theoretically, if anyone could do a streaming platform justice, it would be Google, so it will be interesting to see how they are going to go about things. And at the same time, you have to question, is Google going to be funding their own exclusive experiences? Why would I go to this Google Yeti platform if I can just play all those games on a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One and then still have all of those exclusive experiences as well? Now, Google does have a ton of money backing them, so I'm sure they could get into developing games if they so desired, but at this point, I still have to be sold quite a bit before I jump on board. Moving on from that, Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy has gotten a significant update with version 1.06, and that is adding HDR support for the PlayStation 4. There's also a brand new level that's been introduced. It doesn't seem like reception of that level is all too great. However, it's something to look at anyway. The level itself is called Future Tense, and by the way, Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy is about to be released on a variety of different platforms, including the Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So if for whatever reason you have not yet checked out the game, you can now do so on a wide variety of different platforms. And of course, Activision is prepping the release of Spyro the Reignited Trilogy later this year. But for now, if you're still checking out Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy, make sure you give that update a download. Next up, we've been talking a lot about the Battle Royale genre, and while all attention seems to be on Fortnite, it seems like a little bit of that attention is also going towards H1Z1. H1Z1 has just surpassed 10 million players online. They actually have a little bit of H1Z1 PS4 open beta first month by the numbers stat post. It says 10 million players, over 100 million hours of gameplay, over 160 million total kills, and over 16 million total headshots. Considering that H1Z1 was just released in late May, that is quite impressive. H1Z1 is also getting a brand new update today that is introducing a revive mechanic, so that in duos and fives you will be able to revive your teammates. There are a couple of other gameplay alterations, so that is great to see that H1Z1 continues to be updated, and we need some competition in the Battle Royale space. Yes, I know a lot of you guys are sick and tired of hearing about Battle Royale, but it's a genre that's here to stay, and we already have a bunch of Battle Royale games confirmed, so it's a genre you're gonna be hearing about for a while when we've got Call of Duty Blackout, Battlefield Battle Royale, and all of the other Battle Royale games coming. At some point, this genre will have overstayed its welcome, but that point has not been reached yet. Everybody's still on the Battle Royale craze, at least everybody in a more casual sense. I know a lot of you hardcores just want to stick to your hardcore games, and guess what? Those are still coming heading into the fall, but with games like H1Z1 and Fortnite, they are doing tremendous numbers, especially with them being free to play. You've got nothing to lose by at least checking them out. Moving on from that, a fantastic and classic shoot 'em up has just been released on the PlayStation 4, and that is Ikaruga. Ikaruga is a great hardcore shoot 'em up, and it's described as a unique shooting game with white and black polarity, switch polarity, and absorb enemy bullets, and defeat 3 enemies of the same color in succession. Doesn't really do the gameplay elements of Ikaruga justice. If you're a fan of shoot 'em ups, definitely give this one a look. It is just priced at $9.99, so I think that's a perfect price for a game like this, and if you're not picking it up now, at least add it to your wishlist if you're into shmups, and then check it out down the line when it is discounted, because this is a game that is quite a bit of fun. And lastly, I do want to take a look at a pair of great PlayStation 4 game deals available right now. Both of these are remasters or collections. First up, we've got .hack GU Last Recode available at Best Buy for $29.99. Not a steep discount on this game, but .hack GU Last Recode has really held up in value since its release last November. So $30 for it is quite good, and of course, if you do have a GCU subscription, you will be getting it for just $24. Now, what is .hack GU? Well, it was a trilogy of PlayStation 2 games, and it actually had a really crappy release pattern on the PlayStation 2. It was released as 3 separate games, but it was really a part of one entire experience. And yes, each of those games were a whopping $49.99 each, so that wasn't a lot of fun to pay that back in the day, but now you can get all 3 games in one collection remastered, and this is a really good remaster. It's really revamped, looks a lot better visually, technically it's better, it's got some gameplay refinements that make the game better, and as somebody that played .hack GU back on the PS2 and now played it on the PS4, this version is great. I should also mention that there is a 4th episode that adds a little bit to the story. Definitely not as long as the first 3 episodes, but nonetheless, you can check that out as well. And if you never played .hack, this is a great one to just get into the series. You don't need to play the first series, you can jump right in with GU. Although many are in agreement that the first set of games were better than the GU games, so kind of funny that they decided to remaster GU and not the original. But there you have it, $29.99 for that is pretty good. And we've also got Dark Souls Remastered, which is discounted $10 down to $29.99. This is probably the price Dark Souls Remastered should have been released in. I have to say, Dark Souls fundamentally is a really good game, Dark Souls 1 that is. However, this is a very lazy remaster. If you look at all of the remasters, Dark Souls is by no means among the best. You look at a remaster like .hack GU, that's a remaster done very well. Dark Souls Remastered, it didn't seem like they put all too much work into it, and that's not a huge deal because Dark Souls 1 is such a good game, but the issue was pricing this at $39.99. Now that it's at $29.99, $24 with your GCU subscription, if you're a fan of Dark Souls, you're gonna enjoy this, know what you're getting out of the game, and it's a good pickup nonetheless. So check both of those deals out if you're a fan of JRPGs. Highly recommend .hack GU, one of my personal favorites, and Dark Souls Remastered. You know what you're getting out of that. And that's gonna conclude this video. Let us know what you think. What do you think Google needs to do to make a captivating gaming platform? Are you already turned off by the fact that it's streaming? What do they need to do to win you over? Is it marquee exclusive? Do they need to make a box entirely? Let us know your thoughts on that. By the way, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy has also gotten an update, version 1.6, adding HDR support for PS4 as well as a new level. H1Z1 is doing colossal numbers. It has broken 10 million players on PlayStation 4. It's gotten a brand new update, and expect this to be one of the Battle Royale games on the PS4 that is here to stay. Ikaruga, a great classic shoot 'em up, has been released on the PlayStation 4. It is $9.99. That is a great price for the game. If you're into shmups, I would highly recommend you to check that out. At the very least, add it to your wish list. And finally, give a look at .hack GU Last Recode and Dark Souls Remastered, both really good deals on that end. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.